All right, we're back in Hollywood Animal. Hope you're having a great day today. At least a better day than Alvin Boyd, because he died in war. That tends to happen when you leave the comfy, cushiony job of your Hollywood studio, go off and fight in the front lines. War showed him to be a hero for true. Gave himself to the cause there. So we're not going to get Alvin back. Let's go to over and out here, and let's get another movie going. I think I'm going to put Homer on this one, and I'm going to give him a soundstage for some of the locations here. So let's just kind of go down the line here. Give him the 3-star. We're missing the ability to have amazing locations, and then we can have the 4-star locations on things. I think the country interiors can be in. Shooting in forests and mountains is also quite expensive. We can do that too. And the lanes and stuff, that's not too bad. It's wide out in the open and stuff. We can probably make that happen. Okay, so we'll give a couple of locations here to the soundstage, just to kind of make that go a little bit faster and a little bit cheaper. There we go. Sorry, I'm still sick. Ugh, I hate this. This is just lingers, man. It does not stop. Anthony Graham is there. Our director, let's put... I in general trying to use everybody who has time left instead of movies left. So let's use Mike Martin for this. He's on Final Showdown, Mob War, Rejection. None of these things apply, but if the movie wins an award or something, then it'll start replacing things. I guess that's fine. Our soldier is going to be Fred Russell. He's young enough for that. Brother in Arms, let's make it Carl Hudson. Mentor can be Edward Peterson. And let's do Sidekick as... Tommy Franklin there. Everybody's in here. Maybe Tommy could swap to being because 2-time award winner, just being the sidekick seems a little weird. From a casting perspective, I feel like I would swap these. If I was trying to do this realistic, I would be doing this. That still works for me. Yeah, let's do that. All right, zooming ahead just a little bit here. We are getting some of these scripts that are considered promising. This one is a romance movie that takes place in the Great War. It takes 257 days, though, and that is probably because I have one too many writers. Indeed. So I have a lot of writers that are just kind of doing nothing right now, and I need to eliminate one of them. Otherwise, these scripts are going to take way too long to write. I just put Matthew Zimmerman. I just renewed his contract, but he's a 5.0 because he's uncapped, so that's the only reason why. So I think I need to get rid of one of my 2 stars. I think it's going to be Eric, even though he's really good with adventure. This guy's a little more restrictive, but he can still make, good movies that don't come in these 2 genres. So because you're capped, I'm going to let you go, I think. It just makes sense to me. Now I have a lower number of writers, and I should get faster scripts, but it doesn't proactively change this. He's still going to be 256 days on that script that he was inspired by. So that's unfortunate. But over here, this is another promising one. Thriller in a modern European city. And if I have somebody write this, let's say Harley, it's going to be just 62 days. It's way, way faster now. Just had too many writers, man. That's the way it goes. All right. I don't think I have any other scripts that I particularly, I really, really want to make right now. In this particular moment, I have a lot of movies already pending. Tom Norris is now known for action movies. We can use that to our advantage, as well as The Breach is now coming out there, and Carl Hudson just got beaten up. Man, Peter, what are you doing? Level 0 security. Okay. I suppose he's doing the best he can. If I restart, it's going to start back at 25%. Out and Over is a pretty good movie already, but I have to replace an 8.0. I could put Bobby Martin on that, but why? Why do I want to put Bobby Martin on this? He's spending... I don't really want to do that. I'm going to put Bill Horton on it, I suppose. It's a somewhat equal flip. It's good enough. The Breach is an A+ movie, by the way, to fill you in on how everything worked out. Look at all these nice, wonderful stars through here. Tatsuya Igawa is our antagonist. This is the last movie he was able to shoot before he was shipped away to an internment camp. And the Bone Grinder loved it. Yeah. Nearly brilliant. Bravo, but not bravissimo. Okay. Yeah. Let's see you do better, Cornelius. Too many Cornelius. This is a great movie, though. 9.0. It just capped. Everything was capped by the script. It just couldn't do better than the script, you know? Couldn't overcome the writing. All right. We have a couple of things that are going to be completed here. We have a printing office that's done now. We can print our own stuff here. I'm just going to go ahead and print it. I don't know why I would have multiple printing offices. Do I really need multiple printing offices? I guess if I do, then I will name the next one with a 2 after it. The Breach made 5.2 million in profit in its first week. So that's great. And then double IP generation is now a thing. Departments generating influence points will now bring in twice as much. So that's done now too. Wonderful. And now we could get double reputation generation. I could get here for loyalty. Yeah, maybe, you know. I don't really think any of these matter because the game is going to end soon. I'm not sure. Are we taking us all the way to, like, what year does this end? I was planning on going just to the end of the war, but if there's something happens after that, then okay. You know? I don't know when the end of the game, quote unquote, is here. Not that I'm particularly... I'm saying that word a lot, aren't I? Yeah. It's not that I'm, you know, yearning for the end or anything. It's just I have a lot of games to cover, you know? And I don't know what's the most interesting thing to keep going, you know, we're at episode 50. I guess where I'm getting at is we're at episode 50 and it's like, yes, this is our 1000th movie. So like I think it's like 1948 or something. 1949, I think is the last year that's in the game. Level 3 soundstage is now completed too. We have another one. Oh, I don't remember which one we're on now. I think it's C3 now. Yes. Hold on. C2, stage C1. There's C3. I need to change the name of this one. Rename. Yep. This one is stage C4. Right. Explosive. Yes, we're going to do our action movies in C4. I remember now. Okay. So we have these couple events here that we need to react to. So... Harry Larson wants to help out the army and requested permission to shoot a recruitment campaign. That's going to take him away from the film. I mean, Get Down is ahead of schedule, but everything just it goes slower for 10 days. I mean, right here is where it is, you know. I feel like it's still going to lower the quality. I might as well just pay the $10,000. It's nothing. Pay the $10,000 and have that happen. So we'll just do that instead. And then here, Charlie Graham is asking to do the same thing. We'll do the same thing. We will do the same thing as well. All right. Get Down. How are we? How are we doing here? I mean, it just didn't quite get to my expectations. You know, I'm not sure where it went wrong. I guess it was with the talent, right? We have a lot of, you know, screenwriter was a 5.9. So I guess we improved it quite a bit there, but it's 8.0s and 7.0s and, you know, so that's, I guess that's kind of where it happened. It was part of that. It's just the personnel. I didn't give the right personnel to it. Or, I mean, maybe I got the right personnel, but I didn't give like an all-star cast or anything to it. We'll put Wendy Graham in there. Maybe these guys can boost it up a bit. Who knows? Keith, you want to take a stab at that? Making it a little bit better? All right, let's see if you guys can improve this film at all. And then Caged is going to come out. There we go. Caged is being done. Also, again, kind of in that mid to high 7s. Not the greatest film in the world, but Walter Carroll's happiness fell by 30%. Maybe Alvin was his friend. I don't actually know what happened there. That's the other thing, too, to think about is, you know, when if you're binging this, then you know what happened already, but come on, get up there. Yeah. Just want you to be green, okay? Just want you to love your job and love working for me, okay? If you're binging, then you like know what happened right away, but you know, I'm trying to play 4 different games at once right now. In an interview with City Lights, totally my fault. Federal Trade Commission Chairman Eric Sawyer spoke out sharply against Gernstein Brothers' aggressive takeover of the movie theater market. Imagine a farmer who grows pitiful corn, and at the same time, he owns the only share that sells corn It's absurd. Mr. Gernstein is in clear violation of antitrust laws, and believe me, he knows it just as well as you and me. He just thinks he can get away with it. But I've already spoken to some of my colleagues, including members of the House committee, and I think we've got a good chance of getting this case in front of the Supreme Court. He bought 0 theaters. When this happened, he bought absolutely 0 theaters. I have way more than him, and he wasn't able to buy any. So if the Supreme Court rules on some kind of antitrust law, it probably should affect me as well, you know? I feel like it should. All right, here's a movie we've got going on here. This is an 8.0 to start. This is called He's Got Heart. It's supposed to be a comedy. All right, it's like a Kevin Hart style comedy from the war or whatever. We could put Ralph Taylor on this. That's cool. We can give you no sound stages because you're not someone who likes that. Now, this is a really long production time. And I could have made this faster if I had gone stages for any of these things. If I maybe choose a different cinematographer. If I go maybe Everett instead. Silvano actually could be somebody. If we do this instead, let's give you a soundstage and see how we do this. This is 219 days, right? If I do this instead, I get all the same star locations, but it's 162 days instead, and it's going to be a little cheaper to produce as well. So I'm going to do that, actually. Let's give this to Silvano Holmes. And, you know, we'll go amazing on everything, but we'll shoot it entirely in a soundstage instead. Dewey, you can take direction, our producer on this. And then I need someone who really likes comedies. It's going to be Herman. He likes comedies. The alcohol thing, which isn't in this movie, but action, adventure, comedy is kind of where he is. This is action, romance, thriller. Yeah, I think Herman can take this. It's fine. Our accidental hero is going to be Harry? Bobby? Tom Norris? It could be anyone, really. Let's do Tom Norris with Harry Larson. You guys could be funny, right? Do you guys know how to be funny? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Your sidekick? Walter Carroll, sure. Villain's right hand? Donald Pierce. And our war criminal is going to be Bobby Martin. Absolutely. He could play the antagonist in this movie. Seems good to me. All right. He's got heart. Rock and roll. He'll bring the movie up. You guys will all knock him down. It'll be great. Look at The Breach. It has made a lot. 16 million in profit in the first month. Look at all this. Behemoth policy bonus, word of mouth. Artistic appeal was above 9. So thanks to your boutique policy, its attendance is falling twice as slowly. Twice as slowly is such a weird way to word this. Can you just... Isn't that the same? Maybe I'm wrong. Isn't that the same as falling at half the speed? Like half pace? If you're twice as slow, then on a metric of like measuring speed, you're half speed. Right? I don't know. I'm failing here. But look at the attendance numbers, though. I mean, we did pretty well there on the fall. 95% here on the 10,000. I love that. But this is these bonuses and stuff really only apply to like the first month, I think. We bring the breach back in, and we bring this down to like 8. It's fine. We can go down to like 8 there too, maybe 6, 8, and then down to like 5, 4. And then we're gonna hit the advertising all the way out to here. Seems good. And the breach will just keep making us money now. Not another war movie. Yeah, another war movie. It didn't turn out that well though, did it? Attendance is gonna lack a little bit on this. You know, and we had some pretty decent people behind this. So, I mean, it's just unfortunate. You know, just didn't, maybe it was the writing. I usually I'm going to blame the writers on that one. It couldn't have been my fault. No, definitely not. It's not that, like, it's a custom script. I did it. I'm blaming myself. You see what I did? All right, let's do another luxurious banquet to get that going. And then I'm going to need to get some more elements out of the code, I think, here in a second. Because I do have some scripts I'd like to do. Out and over, pre-production just slams it to 9.0. So that is amazing. Yep. We still can't do 10s. We just don't have the ability to do 10s on the contracts yet. We're still working on that. Let's put Chris on this with second team. And then I have some staff that are not protected yet. And I think it's probably a good idea to get some people protected since I have extra staff here. So why don't we go ahead and go into protection here. I'm going to put somebody on Harry. Yep. And then I'm also going to put somebody on, let's see, who else is doing a lot for me right now? Not Sylvan. I mean, Walter is in movies. I could protect him. I could go after like maybe Charlie here too, but he's pretty expensive and he's per movie. And he's also, I think he's done with me in 27 days. So I could maybe put somebody on May, even though May's not really doing much for me right now either. So I could work on that. And then also on there are some people who are looking after like, yeah, Supreme here. We could maybe have that stop. Anyone who's maybe spying on other people, we could have you guys stop and then instead go back to protecting our people instead of spying on them. I don't really need you to do that. Get you more experience that way too, you know? All right, seems like that's okay. It's like we're not really spying on anyone anymore. All right, so in that sense, do I have any scripts that I'm just dying to make? Not really. I mean, there's a lot of scripts I can just use, but like these things right here, like, do I really want to invest in getting rid of these or do I just play defense? Alcohol Spirit of Freedom is on the list right now. I could remove that. It's in a couple of scripts here. We have Untamed Sex and Protagonist. The Sheriff Must Intervene. What a weird name. Yeah, I don't really have anything that's necessary for that. There's a couple of scripts I could buy, but they're not that great. I'm kind of making only really good movies at this point. And we're still waiting 964 days to make perfect 10 movies. Oh, that's going to take forever. So long. And then on top of that, when that's done, I mean, we still have our own technology that we can get going to pretty much right along that same timeline, I think, too. This is a 9.0. I'm just going to pay him what he wants and have him for essentially the rest of the game. So Timothy can just be with us for the rest of the game. Harry Larson, I just put somebody on you to protect you. And you see, you protect them from a beating and you only get 50 experience. I just feel like these guys do not level up fast enough. But Thugs tried it. They failed. Gernstein sucks. Let's hit Gernstein where it really hurts here. First, let me just make sure that we're protected. 26 more days. All right. I can get a little bit more influence. And then I can come over and I could withdraw some more cash. I'm not sure I'm going to need more than 100,000 in cash, but I have it as an available thing. So why not? We can just max this out. What is it, like 50,000, right? Yeah. We can max that out, transfer that money. And then over here, I can put in a beating. Huh? Come here, Gernstein. Let's beat Billy. Who's your top talent? Like, I mean, I could go after these guys, I guess. This is a 9.0. That's not bad. You would definitely make worse movies if I beat this guy up. I feel like I want to beat them both up. We're going to go after your talented producer. See how that works for us. The breach is flying, dude. 25.2. And look at the attendance. It's slammed to 100%. So I have... There's a reason to keep this up, man. I don't know if... Yeah, it's falling twice as slowly. This is only affecting the first week. So I don't know why the icon is still there. It only affects the first week. But this one is cruising, man. Word of mouth. Definitely doing really, really good work here. So, I mean, why don't we just... It's already at 100% on 5,000. So I could probably just do this. And see how far we can take that. I imagine not that far, but now that there's no advertising. All right, Carrie Hansen, promising young talent. Carrie Hansen is an editor. She's got gambler as a trait, and she wants to work for my studio as an editor. 7.0. All right. 2,800 is pretty good. Now, I do need to take a look at my editors now because I have too many. Now, she's promising young talent. She's the weakest of my whole set right now, though. But she has the advantage of, I think, being the cheapest. Because, like, Jane is charging me 10.2. 13.5. 3,000 for Annie. She's going to request a raise pretty soon, I got to imagine here. And then Edgar's at 4,600 too. I imagine these guys are going to ask for raises. But, you know, I have 6 editors now. It doesn't seem to slow anyone down if you have 6 editors. But I probably would replace her with Jane. You know, 7 is a big step from 8.5, but she's almost capped, and I guess she's going to be capped too. Yeah, it's really not that good of a hire, is it? I don't think there's really any justification for hiring her. Even if she is a promising young talent. I guess the only reason is if one of my editors are getting old, but I mean, none of them are. So I'm going to keep, I guess I'll just keep her here. But I mean, it's only 2,500 a month. It's nothing to me right now. All right. Gerald did not get protected. So Gerald Page is going to be out for a little while, I guess. The Lord Forbids. A different script. So this is the one that he was inspired by. And I guess I'll see how he did on his promising script here. He went vivid violence in a romance movie. All right. A magical lesson works okay in a comedy. Interesting. Okay. Well, you know, we can shelve this for now, I think is probably good. Looks like everything is pretty straightforward there. It's just going to be capped a little lower than we could do something like I think we could do something here. This is not we have people who are lower ranked and stuff, and we can just use them. So I feel like it's maybe going to dumb it down a little bit here, but if I put Fred Jensen in this and give him this movie in a B3 soundstage, it's not going to be a great film, but I can get this made and it will be profitable, and I can get, you know, some of these things cleared off my list. So I can give you as much as you need on the budget for this. And then there's a 6.7 producer, right? Like I can't use these guys on my massive 9.0 scripts. So I got to get them something to do. And Ricardo is going to, you know, level up here pretty quick. So let's put Hubert O'Brien on this. And then our daring adventurer could be Owen Olsen. Our damsel in distress. We'll let May be here. She's on a timer. And we'll let her kind of lift this movie up a little. And then our murderer can be... let's do Johnny Hayes. Okay. So, you know, May is maybe overcasted for this. Maybe she's not quite... This movie's a little bit beneath her, but she's on a timer. I want to work with that. We are just pinned at 9.0. The Band of Brothers... We put so much money into this. We put so much time into this. I mean, it's our biggest budget movie ever. And unfortunately, it just doesn't have the 10 script. There's just no way to do that. But it'd be nice to release this in a better timing as well. But I'm going to be releasing this as our summer blockbuster at the end of summer. We're going to slam this all the way over. I don't know. No, the breach is in its 3rd month, right? So I think we probably cancel that and go right into Band of Brothers. And like we're going to have, it's a 9.0. We're going to get the bonuses. Word of mouth is going to drop it slowly. We're going to have so much money on this one. So I'm going to say we go 31K here, and then 26, and then 24, and then 21. I really doubt we get all that. But look, now we can print ourselves 6 weeks. We can print this ourselves, and it's a little bit delayed by doing that. Express printing, though, now only costs us $200 a copy from our own printing office, as opposed to this, which would cost $320. So, and we get it in 3 weeks instead of 5 weeks, right? So it's effectively the same as using Hesperia printing. By doing this, it's the same term as using Hesperia printing, but it's a half the cost. So, and this is only double the cost for me. I like this. I think we're going to use an accelerated printing schedule with our own printing office on this. And then I can go right here at the very end of the breach it comes on in and Band of Brothers hits. I like that. All right, and then we're gonna be advertising this for a long time, so I'm gonna kind of do this. It's gonna prepay for like the full 2 months. Yeah, we're gonna prepay that whole term there. All right, so men and young men, we know that that's gonna be a thing. So men, young men, and you know, a little bit of boys. Young women and girls are just not into this movie. Makes sense. Given the topic, makes sense. I think I go like this. I wonder if there's a case to be made where I should go with more. We can't count on long and successful release if this happens. You'll spend a lot of money, but everyone will arrive to I think this is okay though. This is still targeting the groups that I want to target. You know, the young women maybe aren't people I should be doing here. This is intelligent young people, so maybe I swap this out for Pierre Zola instead. But we just don't want young women in this. Yeah. I think maybe we try this right here. This is probably okay. We'll take these 4. All right. Can we get dirty tricks? There are a lot of actors in this, so I'm hoping we can get some dirty tricks going here. So Fred, no. Bobby won't do it. Tommy Franklin. Tommy Franklin is going to go to the orphanage, or you won't help a drunkard. So we'll have you go to the orphanage. I can't do this because there's not enough time to prepare it. Wow. Okay. Because I'm releasing it very quickly. Then we go maybe here and see if we can get someone else to do something. Yeah, Edward Peterson, let's have you do the surprise wedding appearance. Apparently you can do this now. 28 days of prep. That's 4 weeks. Oh, right. It's further in the future. Right. This event is taking place further in the future. I can have you defend the innocent. Old man defending the innocent. Maybe somebody else can do it. No. Yeah, I think I take the guarantee here. It's fine. Edward, you're going to appear at a wedding. And then I'm going to have one more trick right here scheduled. If I can get another person in here to do this. Like, there's a lot of money at the line here, right? Yeah, Dick can go to the hospice visit. I think so. Yeah, we'll take the hospice visit with Dick Williamson. So we're spreading out our dirty tricks. They have all very high chances of success, and they're just going to revitalize viewership as we go. These are all very high numbers. Numbers that we really shouldn't realistically be able to achieve, but this is going to top the box office. All right. This movie, this one, along with The Breach, are going to just crush the box office. And we want to get the top 3 for the box office, right? That's our big goal here. If we take a look at this, we want to take all of the top 3 highest grossing film spots at the end of the year. And so The Breach and Band of Brothers is going to help us do that. All right. Those 2 movies are going to be absolutely insane for budget, and I just don't think anyone else can touch it. Not Another War movie also has 8.5 profit right now, which is pretty good. I don't know if that competes with, you know, the best grossing films that these guys have had. I guess I can like maybe isolate Gernstein. So their releases so far are not that impressive, to where mine are so high up there. I mean, Pulse was 21.5 million, right? I mean, look at these. Look at Gernstein's box offices for this year. His their highest grossing is 8.2. You know, Not Another War movie has 10.2 already. And then on top of that, I'm about to release these other movies. So I think we are going to be very good here when it comes to taking the top 3 spots and progressing as a behemoth. I think that's definitely something that can happen here. Our policy bonus worked a little bit of magic on that front side here, which is good. But now we're only 28% of 11. Let's go ahead and set up distribution again. We'll get this. It doesn't need to be very much, though. Like, we can probably just bring this down. It's not going to have a lot of showings now. Just bring this down to like here or so. It's not intended to, but Not Another War movie is not that good of a show. It's not that good of a movie, right? It's a 6.3 movie, and yet it's still ranking higher than Gernstein's biggest. I suspect it's because of my bonuses compounded with the number of theaters I own. They just can't beat it. I simply have too many theaters, and I have bonuses that allow me to fill those theaters. So yeah. And this is going to be up there as well. He's got heart. Pre-production didn't quite get up as high as I wanted on the artistic. We really want that 9.0 artistic score to get the boutique bonus out of it, so that viewership goes down slower, right? It's a big deal. Let's hit that. Having that go down slower is so big for box office totals. And yeah, I think I was gonna not renew your contract, but you're actually a pretty reasonably priced human being, you know. Actually, a reasonably priced human being. Yeah, you're reasonably priced at 2.43 million. Yeah, maybe not that reasonably priced. I'm gonna go 5 movies with you at 1.45 instead. Cannot stop coughing. All right, got a whole bunch of stuff being done here. So Redline Coward didn't turn out that great. That's fine. We didn't put a lot of money into that one. And we can put in, you know, let's give our rising talent some experience on this one. She's not that great, but it's all right. And then we can also put Franklin Farmer in. He is capped. I probably should get rid of him. Franklin, I want to fire you actually, because you're just not that good. And yeah, we can put Vincent on here instead. He's a little undisciplined though, so it might bring down the film, but I don't know. Maybe Keith can lift it up. I just want to get her a little bit of experience. But why? I think I've just mistake. Like, hiring her was just not something I should do. Like, Connie is just better in every way. Plus, she's just as cheap too. Like, her rate is just as I'm gonna say reasonable. She has a reasonable rate. I'm gonna go ahead and protect you with Fred. My composers, not really protecting them very well. Let's go ahead and do this. I think I'm just gonna fire that editor. Like, paying her $2,500. Yeah, rising talent, but she's just not as good as everybody I already have, and she's not that much cheaper either. Oh man, really? I was hoping that was gonna lift it up, man. I put some seriously good people on that. 8.5 and an 8. I guess it's not all about the star rating, is it? It did end up being, you know, 8.5 and an 8 to lift it up. I thought it would lift it up though. It didn't lift it up. It still got brought down. So it got down. Okay. So this one, I think I'm going to push this all the way to Halloween. It's a drama thriller, and let's say 7.8. Again, we're going to have some bonuses here. So maybe we'll bring this to, we won't have the boutique bonus. And I don't know if this film qualifies for any other bonuses. I don't think so, but I'll just give it a little bit here. Let's go something like this. Should be all right. And then, yeah, our own printing office for free. Free printing is nice, isn't it? We'll go about like that to start on the advertising. Men and young men, okay? Let's go ahead and maybe do something like, I think something like, yeah, the only ones that are not great is just girls. So we should be able to head down these 4. Should be all right. Here, I think so. And then I don't think there's any dirty tricks that'll lift it up, but yeah, I guess so. Defend the innocent. He won't do that. We'll do the orphanage visit or the wedding. Let's do the wedding. We can spend on the wedding. We're making so much money, it doesn't matter if we spend on these things. Okay. And now the final film that we just got done with is Caged. And Caged is also going to be in that mid-7s. Not the best, but I'm going to push this movie near Halloween as well. Release these both near the same time. They can compete with each other. They're both dramas, but I want to capture what I'm trying to do here with these films by going all the way to Halloween. One is it's a holiday, but I'm also trying to just capture some of these. We've got a 9.0 movie coming from Gernstein right here, right? And I want to release and compete with these so that they can't get up to that top 3 spot. These two are not going to get me top 3 spots, but I can saturate this holiday area to try to stop them from getting really high ranking films. And, you know, it probably would be okay to compete in this area, but I don't see anything particularly, I said it again, remarkable here. Now, first week here. Ooh, Hamilton Family. Let's push this like this. And we'll just try to take a little bit of the... Yeah, a little bit of the viewership away from this film right here, The Last of the Hamilton Family. And again, I don't know how much we can actually... how much this actually matters, but, you know, releasing movies at the same period of time, it should... it should compete and reduce viewership for both films, and that's what I want to do. I want to just... this is playing offense, basically. All right, men, young men, just not girls and boys. So we can go down this path here. And then on the dirty tricks, nobody's willing to do anything. So I can't, unfortunately, do anything there, but it's okay. We'll go ahead and confirm. And there we go. Our dirty tricks are going to start working. We know that. I can definitely see a situation where people are going to start using police raids against me. So I'm just going to keep that on immediately. I'm not going to give them any time to refresh that. See, Not Another War Movie it's already like 10 million profit. This is so great. I can keep the breach in even further here. It's at 20% of 5,000. So that's 1,000. And I can just say I want 1,000 showings in each of these just to see how far it can go. We can just do that. I can't imagine it stays there. I'm going to go 500 that final week. Yeah. But now Band of Brothers is out. And that's just going to hit even harder. It's an A instead of an A+, though. Bone Grinder hated it. But whatever. Band of Brothers there's so many protagonists here. I am very curious to see if we get like Best Actor, if all of these guys get the award for Best Actor. Like I can stack the award shows to where like 5 men get an award for Best Actor in the same year. That's crazy. It's possible, you know. I spent $3.2 million in this movie. We're going to get both the Behemoth and the boutique bonuses for this. And it is going to just crush box offices. Speaking of being crushed, Gerald just got beat up by Gernstein. I'm not really using him much. Yeah, Not Another War Movie already at 11 million. And you know what? We're still at like 1,000 showings here. Would be okay. I'm going to say 1,000 there, 800 here, 800 here, and let's go with like 500 here. No big deal. We'll keep it in theaters a little bit longer. We just need those box office totals to get up to as many films as possible so that I can get the top, right? The top 3 of the year, which I think is kind of in the bag at this point. Band of Brothers is already at 9 million, although it did take 2 weeks to get there. Now 13. Yeah. Anna Starsurf. Uh-oh. He died too. Anna Starsurf confirmed to the USA Post that her brother, comedian Harlan Starsurf, had been killed in action. His plane burst into flames during a troubled landing and there was no chance of survival. As word spread of the celebrated Pollock's host's death, thousands of Americans gathered outside the artist's home to honor his memory. Oh, poor Harlan. Harlan's family. All right. Well, we're at 100,000 on this film already. The Lord forbids. Let's go ahead and start production on it. That's all we can really do, you know? Just keep moving on with our lives. Making great films. That's all we can do. These guys want to go off to the front lines and defend our freedoms. We can honor them by keeping the show alive. Look at this, man. Attendance was 47%. Now, again, I went way higher on these than I thought I could, just to try to stack this up because I'm getting the bonuses. And I had 84% attendance on 31,000 showings. That's huge, actually. And then even then, on week 4, I put 21.5-ish thousand screenings in, and we almost have filled half the seats still. So that's pretty big. We'll go ahead and put 10,000 on this one. And then we'll go 8,000 here. And then we'll go, let's say, 7,000 here. And another 5,000 here. All right. And then we've already prepaid for the advertising for the entire second month. So we're good there. The breach can now be ended. It did amazing. earning just under 30 million in profits. It's pretty insane. Let's see how Gernstein's box office is. So far, it says 8.2 for them. It's still their best one. Evergreen Movies got an 8.1, and no one else is even close. Margonies apparently hasn't done anything all year. I don't know what they're... I don't know. The studio makes no sense to exist. Like, can I just... I don't know. I don't even want to buy them. I guess they're irrelevant, aren't they? So, whatever. But here, we have just crushed. Top 4 movies are above Gernstein's highest. That doesn't mean that we're going to keep that. These guys could have a huge film at the end of the year. And same thing with Evergreen. They proven they could get up to that, 8 million mark and stuff. But I think because I have 4 above theirs, I feel pretty confident. And then Band of Brothers is also going to constantly make more now too. Her contract has expired and she wants to be hired for more. Wendy. Here you go. You are at $31.7 thousand for 5 years. You are a part of our family, Wendy. All right. I know it's not like a literal thing, but you are a part of our family. For another 77 days, hopefully you get 2 more stars. God, that's taking forever. I'm just doing this for the achievement at this point. I don't really care if I use her in a movie. I want the achievement for making her 10 stars, and I'm running out of time to do it. It takes a long time for just to raise 2 stars. It's like more than half a year to raise her 2 stars, and that is a 50% chance to work. So, I need that to trigger 4 times, which is at least the very minimum. It's like 2.5 years of work. So I need 2.5 years. If every single 50% hits, Wendy will hit 10.0 at the end of the war. So it's going to be very expensive, but I'm going to try and make it happen just for the achievements. Not Another War movie is no longer making any money, so we're going to go ahead and archive it. Okay, then. Demands, I could. This is not a bad deadline here, too. A 60% action movie with Harley Osborn directing it. 60% action with Harley Osborn directing it. Well, I've got a lot of action movies, but I don't know if any of them are 60%. Well, here we go. 60% action right here. And Harley's got to direct it, which means it doesn't matter who the talent is. And this is it. I think this is a good one right here. Live Soft. This is a movie. I wrote this. Yeah, I did this. This is I was playing on the words for Die Hard. And we can release this at Christmas time too, because why not? This is a cop with a criminal mastermind, sheriff, supporting character, love interest. You got the Christmas rush, heroes in uniform, some lowbrow humor, final showdown, antagonist gets killed. All good. Yeah, we're gonna be on location, you betcha. Soundstage? No, who needs it? Although if I want to release this at Christmas time, I probably should use somebody with a soundstage. Everett could work for this. We give you C3. Nah, we give you C4, don't we? Yeah. Yippee-ki-yay. Let's take this. Ooh, yeah. See, no. I want this to be shot as fast as possible, but I think that's just impossible. We're not going to get this by Christmas time. It's not going to happen. So back to Ralph Taylor and going on location. All right. So here we go. Maybe I can release it next Christmas. It isn't a war movie, so it's a comedy action. I don't know why I went with comedy. I think it's because it's a parody movie, but it's whatever. It's 60% action. That's what's important. Okay, they go like that. Yep. And then we continue. Filming tech. Here we go. Give it all we got. And then we need the director to be Harley Osborn, right? Hold on, gotta double check now. Forgot. Yeah, Harley Osborn is our director for this film. So bring him back. Harley Osborn. There you are. 7.8. Harley Osborn. For the producer, just give you the best person we can. Our cop. Now, this is our Bruce Willis-esque person. And I kind of wanted him to look the part, but none of these guys are going to look like him. Probably the closest we have is Bill Ramsey in the list. And he's a pretty good candidate for this. I mean, he's a little bit underwhelming here. Honestly, could put him in the school. Is there someone else we could hire from out of town? Is there anyone who is Solomon Langsam? Interesting. Drama, comedy, evil sorcerer, you know? Solomon, maybe. Like that. Billy Nash could even work for this too. He's available again. He would bring the star power. Still can't have Harvey Jackson, but you know what? Fine. Brian, I like your hat. Alcoholic leader. You're only really known for romance movies, though. I think we're going to bring in Solomon Langsam here. And because I'm making an enormous amount of money, and I just don't care. I kind of care, honestly. That's $3.5 million. I kind of care. 2.2. I like how influential producer is basically doing nothing. It's so meaningless. I thought there was going to be like a big deal. I was making a big deal out of it for several videos. Like, oh yeah, they're going to be more likely to work with us because we have great producers. It's 250 weight. It's nothing. It's completely useless. If I was playing the game over again, I wouldn't even bother going for that research. It's so meaningless. Yeah, we'll just keep you at 2.32 million for these 5 movies, I guess. But we're going to have you be our protagonist for this one. And, you know, Tommy is really cheap. You know, I'm noticing that. We can have some movies around Tommy, maybe even lift him up, and then all of a sudden we have a really great talent for not a lot of money. I'm going to hire Tommy. And because he's so cheap, we're going to go 5 years with him. And I'm going to immediately put him in this school, though. So I don't think he's going to be in this movie. We'll see if I need him. But I think Solomon, you know, you could be the cop for this movie. You're not really a Bruce Willis looking dude, but I'm just looking at your build and your portrait, and I'm thinking, yeah, you could be a cop hero for sure. Our love interest, got to give it to Alice. Sheriff, yeah, I mean, I don't have any black actors, unfortunately. So I can't really do the whole... I'm going to call him Winslow. I actually don't, off the top of my head, remember his name. The actor's name. I feel bad, but I don't. I'm going to call him Winslow, though, because that's where he's more iconically known for, as this character. He's got a few iconic characters, but I just know him from Family Matters. Okay, so let's go... Because I'm old. Yeah, the sheriff, I guess we'll make that Charlie. Our criminal mastermind. Gosh, you know what? I'd love it to be Scott Fuller. I like your look here. You don't have the look. Actually, I would say Anthony Reese has the look. Yeah, I mean, look at his star power, too. He's not very good. He's going to bring down the film, but he's got the look. I don't think the game really considers that, though. It will consider the star power, though, and I like that. And it also gives him the experience to come up. So we're going to try the criminal mastermind to be Anthony Reese here. And it's probably not the best casting decision, but he's just got the look, and I want that. All of these characters have the look I think could work for the characters they're playing in this Die Hard-ish movie, okay? For what I got available to me, I think that'll work. All right, so we have that, and everybody's good. We're going to select this one. I don't really need the extra time. I don't really need to wait. Like, the extra 12 days is meaningless. We can definitely produce this in time. Well, actually, wait a minute. Now, I didn't see how much time that was going to take. 55 days here. What was the... It's 151 on production. Oh, yeah, we're good. Yeah, I don't need to wait till the last minute here. This is fine. We'll just select this now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll release that, and we'll get huge factory bonuses for that. We spend more than $1 million, we get the Behemoth bonus, and if it somehow turns out to be a 9.0, then we get the boutique bonus in addition to that. And so the factory is just going to, all that stuff's just going to compound. It might be the first movie we produce where we get the bonuses for all 3 types of studios that we are. That would be kind of cool. I don't know if we have the right script to do that, but it can reach 9.0. So, right? It was an 8.0 script, so it can be 9.0 after production. So I think it's technically possible. Although, again, I didn't really cast it very well. Redline Coward, that poster has red in it. I liked that. We're going to put this on Thanksgiving. Just to really... I need to stack something near these holidays. They've got The Doomed coming out. This could be their Christmas movie. They're trying to push it. This is a 10.0. I'm going to put somebody right here. Redline Coward's going to be here. And if I can get another movie, I'm going to put it right on this little area here too. I'm going to put another one here. Let's go like 18, 13, 11, 7.9. We'll print it here like that. That's fine. I just want to compete with Gernstein. I want to make sure their movies can't just run with no competition from me. Men and women both like this. Okay. And then we have young men, young women like this too. I think maybe we just do this. This would be okay. I think these are very specialized targeting though. So why don't I just... I think I could go down the left side here with this is better. I'm going to try that. Yeah, and then again, first week, huge. If I can get somebody to maybe defend the innocent, I'll give you an 85% chance of success on that. And then we'll have Anthony Reese going. This creepy dude's gonna go to somebody's wedding. There you go. Go be a creeper at the wedding. There we go. All right. So they want to add vivid violence to the code. I don't have any spies at all here. I wish I could see what movies are on deck. I don't know if any of them have vivid violence, but I do know one of my scripts have it. I just don't know if one of my scripts currently in production have it. And spending all this, gosh, man, spending all this to keep it out. It feels bad to do this, but I'm going to have to... I'm gonna spend 2,000 to keep this out of the code. I don't want them to snowball a bunch of stuff into the code. And I've got the influence points. Actually, wait a second. Why don't we just keep this... Allow this to stay in the voting. Allow them to take this, take this win. I get to keep my influence points and I can spend them on the awards. And then I'll make back enough influence points as a profit from that investment to then go ahead and remove it. So I'm going to abstain actually here. And I'm just going to let them have this. Because I don't think I care too much about whether they do this or not. Man, I really didn't need to invest much though, did I? No way to know that ahead of time, There's just no way to know that ahead of time. All right, so they're going to take it. That's fine. Now, vivid violence, is that in any of my scripts? Because that's the thing I don't know. And that's the big risk, because I would have to then right now go ahead and put that back and then spend to put it back in or to take it back out. Because these movies are coming up. And I want to make sure none of them are going to break the code. Torture and captivity. There's no vivid violence here, though. There's nudity. Band of Brothers, it was already released, so I don't think they can get me on that, even if it had it. Because it's already out before that change. And then if any of these scripts have it, I'll know that in advance, and I can then invest at that point. I can change it. I don't think they do, though. Out and Over has nothing there. There's just so many movies, and I lose track of like all the individual elements in each of the... I think you guys can understand that. I mean, you guys are probably... Well, some of you are binging this back to back to back. So you're seeing movies with... you're seeing these different movies that I'm making, a half an hour ago for you. But it's been like 3 weeks for me. So like, I think you can understand how it's a little hard to keep track of things sometimes to know what you're doing here. Band of Brothers, second month, 100% attendance on week 7 and 8. So I'm clearly not giving them enough showings here, but it's still way above and beyond anything Gernstein's going to produce. And again, I'm still at 100% here on 5,000 showings. So let's set up again. Let's do 5,000. We can do 6,000. Why not? Maybe I'm underselling it still. We'll do 6,000 and then we'll do 5,000 here. And then we'll do 5,000 here. Why not? I don't know. Maybe I'm way There we go. And then I don't think the advertising is really worth it at this point, but I really got to drive in those box office totals. So I'm going to even go half effective there. So Matthew Zimmerman is going to get 2 more stars. His skill increased. It worked. Everything is great. Okay. Scott Fuller gets beaten. Gernstein's fighting back. He's a little baby. Doesn't want to play fair. I've only really reacted to Gernstein. I don't think I've ever attacked him before I was attacked. I think I've always played, you know, the reaction on that. No vivid violence here either. So we're good to go. Uncaged. Decent kino mark there too. This might be like the year for us to just take like all the kino mark, fan favorites, and box office totals, and just everything. Like we might just dominate. All right, so if we take a look at Gernstein's totals here, still only showing 8.2 as their highest one. No, wait. Oh, this isn't... Okay, these aren't in order. See, I thought the number 1 movie would be their highest grossing, but that's not how this is being read here. Are they just showing the order in which they released them? I think that's the case because it's the way it's doing mine too. Okay, so it's in the order in which they are released. So their highest grossing movie is 10.6, followed by a 10.1, but that's still lower than my 4th place movie. So even if they were to beat Not Another War movie, I still have 3 above them, and it's double. So yeah, I'm still dominating there. These guys, looks like their top is 9.5. And then these guys got no shot. Okay. Good. I think Marganese, right, can they not release any movies because of their lack of cinemas? Isn't that why? There's no free cinemas for them to rent, so they can't release any movies. So Marganese is out. Wow. People are moving furniture above my head. Hey. I think Marganese is just out of the game because they don't have any theaters. That's why they're at 0. All right. Bone Grinder loves Get Down. Why does he love Get Down? Nudity, probably. Yeah, I think it's the nudity. Let's read what he has to say. It's finally started to dawn on Hollywood that people have naked bodies under their clothes. Let's hope this realization doesn't evaporate as suddenly as it appeared. I love seeing the sanctimonious faces of normal people when they see a naked woman's breast in a movie. And then we have the Sword of Christ, Jacob Gutman. In this film, if this film called out to your flesh, read yourself the Lord's Prayer and repent. If you are involved in the production of such films, pray as hard as you can, for the flames of justice will rise to cleanse the greasy grins from your lustful faces. All right, fine. I'll pray for it. It's so effective. All right, that I think is my video for today. I'm gonna leave on that note. So we are next video, we're gonna see the fruits of all this labor. It's Halloween right now, and Get Down's coming out there. We have crushed box office totals this year, so I imagine this is absolutely going to take this spot. And then as soon as that happens, I believe we just get this, because I've had a reputation above 2,000 for like 5 calendar years in a row. So at that point, I think we've cleared 3 out of the 4 studio policies, and I don't really want to go down the trash movie line, but at this point, it's like you might as well pick it because it's the only one left. You know, if I can go further down one of these chains anyway, enhance one of these policies anyway, then it would probably be Behemoth, just so I can stay on top. But I mean, at this point, we have almost 300 million in the bank. You know, second contract payment. You divided the employee's payment into 2 parts. Half of the amount was paid signing the contract. The other half is due now, so I pay him $450,000. Yeah. And then he wants to know if I want to renew. I do not. Okay. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Come on back for the next one where we show even more domination of the box office. And we see whether or not we win any awards for doing so as well. He's got Heart filming done. Did really well. Okay. See you later. Bye-bye.